Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another cast with Trend Following Tyson. And let's keep this December ball rolling, okay? Let's keep this December ball rolling. So we're going to sort out the winners and the losers. We're going to let the leaders lead the way. And in addition to that, we're going to take up some really good trend following information, and then we're going to get into some winners and the reasons why they're winners, reason why we're green in this market right now. Okay, we're going to get down to the bottom of that. So I thought it was important to show you guys something today. Don't ever forget the reason why we're doing what we're doing. Is for this right here. And also, in addition to that, sometimes if you're in a fight, sometimes if I notice a fight and I'm looking at a professional fight or whatever the case may be, this is kind of some of the psychology behind it. Depending on the opponent, you're going to have to keep trying what works. And then when you find out what works, that's going to be your go-to punch. There's going to be a time in the fight when you're going to go on defense because your opponent's going to be in somewhat of a flurry. So you're going to be in somewhat of defense on your opponent. But the key is that when it's time for you to strike back your opponent, you keep going back to that number one punch. And eventually, if you strike your opponent with that number one punch enough times, coming off of defense, going on to offense, coming off of defense, going into defense, coming off of defense into offense, switching back in this defensive mode and offensive mode. When you're on defense, you want to take as little bit of punishment as you can when you're on defense. Is the objective. You want to take as little bit as punishment as you can when you're going on defense from your opponent. Okay? You want to take as little as damage as you can take on, as little damage that you can take on as possible. Okay, the least damage possible that you can take on. But when you go on offense, you want to strike your opponent. You want to try to knock them out. And you want to try to really finish them, finding these go-to punches. May it be a right hook or an uppercut. Okay, whatever's working. All right, and you might be able to come with that right cross enough times to close your opponent's left eye, and eventually they might have to stop the fight. Okay, so relate that into the stock. Relate that into going on defense, going into defensive mode, but really striking your opponent when it's time to. And that's how I'm able to stay green in this market time. So Michael Marcus taught me one thing that was incredibly important. He taught me that you could make $1 million. He showed me that if you applied yourself, great things could happen. It is very easy to miss the point that you really can do it. He showed me that if you applied yourself, great things could happen. It is very easy. It is very easy to miss the point that you really can do it. It's really easy. But depending on what practice and what method and what approach you're using to approach the market, what a method you're using to approach the market, it may seem more far-fetched than others to miss the point. But depending on what practice you use, it may seem more logical that this very well could be. Like he said, Michael Marcus taught me one thing that was incredibly important. He taught me that you could make $1 million. And how was this possible? I think it was possibly a trend following process that he was teaching him that made him realize you can make $1 million if you applied yourself. I'm not missing this point. Very well understood. Beautiful stuff from Kovner. And I have something else from you I need to show you. That was rather Special from Kovner. I appreciate that. That was beautiful. Let's take up something from Paul Tudor Jones, another billionaire trend following trader. It is not that we had an unfair knowledge that other people didn't have. It is just that we did our homework. People just don't want to believe that anyone can break away from the crowd and rise above mediocrity. It is not fair that we had any, it is not that we had any unfair knowledge that other people didn't have. It is just that we did our homework. It is just that we did our homework. People just don't want to believe that anyone can break away from the crowd. People just don't want to believe that anyone can break away from the crowd. Trend following. And rise above mediocrity. Trend following. Hoping everyone caught that. And let's catch one other thing. If you have a good trend, and you'll know if you're on a really good trend, understand this. Quote unquote from Bruce Kovner. I spend my day trying to make myself as happy and relaxed as I can be. If I have positions going against me, I get right out. If they are going for me, I keep them. The last part of that is really the most important part. If they are going for me, I keep them. When you enter a position like this and it's working in your favor, you sit tight. That means that positions are working in your favor. One last quote before we get out of here. Okay. You adapt, evolve, compete, or die. Into the trend following picture, into the trading picture. All right. Let's jump into the picture. Jump into the analysis of how things look. So GRTS was a home run for me. Really some of the best trading that I've done. I don't know, it just keeps getting better and better, but GRTS home run, and stopped myself out at $30, $31.50. After we took a ride up here near 30, near 32, 33. Okay. Seeing the big candle, because I know what the stock does when it has giant pullbacks, and then it kind of resettles. When I saw the giant pullback outside of 31 into 30, that was my cue, so I got out. Took profits. Remember I told you guys I took an entry here at 21.50 on the way up, and then I took another stab at this thing at 25 and some change, 25.50, and rolled that thing up to 32, 33. And I was already looking to take profits near 30 and 30 when it got in here at 31. And then when it definitely rallied into 32, I was already looking for possibly some pullback. So when it definitely came in, got those giant candles coming, I knew that there was some pullback, possibly kind of like what it did here. All right. Giant move up to the top and then pull back several points and then rallied, broke this resistance level here. And then we got a giant rally up above, and then pullbacks felt like it was due and it came. I took my profits, cut about 70% of my position out. So I still have something in there in case this thing finds support like it did here and then wants to rally above through resistance like it did here. It may find support in this area and then bust through 32 and 33. I don't know if 32, I don't know if this area is going to be the top. This thing may want to dig up back into the 30s, okay, above 32. And if it does, I'll be there to enjoy the ride. So GRTS, just a winner. Just really good trading there, sitting tight, enjoying these positions. And don't forget, like Bruce Kovner said, it is really possible that we can make this $1 million, especially if your process is doing what this one is doing. This is a very beautiful process. I love it. Anyways, AKBA, I kind of like how this thing looks, finding a bottom here. May have found a bottom here, kind of rallying out this. We'll see if it can chew up some of these prices over here. Okay, AKBA looking halfway decent. AGEN looking really good. Looks better than halfway decent. AGEN curling up here. I might take a long on this thing depending how we look this week. I like this thing breaking out of this area here. I like this thing stopping, kind of bottomed here at 155, took a ride up and then bottomed again at 155, and now it's trying to find a rally and broke above this price and above this one. So now we're just kind of reversing in price here. This looks really good. And I took a look at bar chart. Sometimes, you guys, when I do my stocks, sometimes when I do my when I'm taking a look at my scans and stuff, if I see a stock double back, finding bouncing on support once and then bouncing again and busting through these key levels is a clear sign. But when I took a look at bar chart, sometimes I take a look back at my stocks and see how good they're looking and things like that. I took a look at bar chart. I took a look at bar chart after I did my scans, after I had my list, and AGEN, this AGEN that we're looking at, was on bar chart as well. It's like the top signal. I don't really take a lot of signals from bar chart. I just kind of like to look to see where they're at, what they're looking at, and see if I'm mapping up with some of the things. So a lot of times the same stocks that I'm looking at will be on bar chart's top signal direction. That'd be after I make my scans and sort out my stocks. A lot of the stocks that I end up sorting out, put on my list, end up on bar chart. But anyways, with that being said, AGEN looking really beautiful, kind of like to reverse this price. So that looks really good. You guys find you some levels on that thing. Looks wonderful. So if this thing can continue through price, I'd like to take a buy on it sometime soon, see what happens. But I like this thing to get stopped out below 225 and 215. So give it some space, let it kind of do its thing. And it may revert back into this area, but you would probably want it to revert back into 240 or somewhere like this so you can get along. But definitely get along on this thing before it starts running without you. Maybe inside the 3, maybe trading inside of 3 soon. Okay. CDX. ALDX kind of finding, took this huge rally and then kind of slumped here, and then finding some type of support. So we'll see what this thing has in it. If it could, I see it kind of found a support level here and busted out of this, trying to bust out of this little slant that it's in. So if we can start trading back above 10 and some change, watch out. So, but I like this thing kind of defining some support and trying to reverse this thing and get back to the upside. So I like ALDX to try to get back to the upside. And I actually like it to take along where it's at now because it's kind of like finding support in this area, bounced up, and it may be trying to find support again to rally and make another rally. Okay, so I like ALDX, really good. AMSC, kind of just sitting way up there, looking really good, guys. Sitting way at the top up there, okay? Kind of, some people like to say it's overextended, but I don't know. I've seen some of these moves just keep continuing, like kind of run into a bull's market when they kind of bust through this top level, kind of get this momentum through them. So I like this thing for continuation. AMSC, we'll just see where it goes. All right. ATV, one of the better looking stocks that we're looking at right now. Remember, take a ride on these longs and just enjoy the kind of move that whatever you're able to get out of these moves. Kind of like, I just look at things kind of like as a bus stop. I'm just trying to catch a ride on the bus. So I like this ATV. Let's see why it's up on here. Okay, so wow, we missed a really good move, you guys. Look at this thing. This volatility candle expansion here. is a very clear sign that prices are getting ready to move to the upside. So we missed this move, a clear run from $2 stock. Look, this stock was 99 cents, 33 cents now. And what is it, $25? Listen, 2016, understand, this stock was 31 cents. Gave you a sign when it busted out into 175. Took a huge move, came down here, and just look at this 2 o'clock trend. You could have followed this trend for how long did this, look at this trajectory on this. How long did this last, you guys? This lasted about 2 years. What I tell you guys about trends with this angle, with this obvious clear sign of this trend where it's going somewhere, right? From 30, gave you a clear sign, easy to ride that move all the way up into damn near 40 from 30 something cents. But your clear sign was when it broke out. I don't think anyone would have been holding longs down here unless it was in a trend, but that's pretty cheap. But when it popped up and kind of held up and started moving, developing this trend, that was a clear sign. And there it is, ATV, just another reason why we follow nothing but good trends here, individual stocks. Home run from another winner from last week, guys. Let me show you something real quick. A winner from last week, okay? A winner from last week, okay? What did I show you guys on this stock? I showed you it. Remember I said I showed it trading in this area here, and I said go check last week's show. See about all the winners that were popping up on here, okay? I said I like this stock last week because it was holding up this area here, okay? And what did it do now? It busted out of this top form here, up into 1050, up into 11. We were trading right here around this area, around $10, right inside this area. And prices were holding up right in here. Okay, and now look where we're at. Goes to show you what we're looking at on the show is just, I'm just not up here rambling my mouth and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You look at go look at what I showed you about AU holding up last week, and where we're talking about it busting out of this top price action here. We were talking about price action holding up in this space, and then it possibly trying to break out of this area. And what did the stock do when this is only 1, 2, 3. This is 3 days of trading right here. So obviously, if we looked at the show, if I made this show on last week, Friday or Saturday, right? Because I uploaded this Friday or Saturday last week. I can't remember right now. Saturday, maybe Friday or Saturday. I'm not sure. Saturday, possibly. Anyways, obviously, 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, this stock was still in this area. And out of the last 3 days of us discussing it, way after we discussed it, it showed up here. It popped out and did exactly what we thought it would. So we're not just up here. We're not up here giving you the Kramer business, okay? We actually have a process that is factual here. That's why I said, if you look at your process and it shows you that it's beneficial and that you could possibly actually make $1 million out of it, that's just what it is. I like this meat thing from, I think this is like some Cuban thing, some Brazilian meats here, but look at this BRFS looking really good. Looking really good. I wouldn't see... Look at all the trends we looked on this show. So am I giving you guys like some hocus pocus? Of course not. Go look back at all the go look back at last week's show, all the other stuff, and just look at all the home runs that we mounted up here. Okay, so there's no hocus pocus here. This is damn well the way to make $1 million, in my opinion. Following getting these kind of returns, taking this kind of approach. This is where the million could be made at. No hocus pocus there. Anyways, BRFS looking really good. I like it breaking out of this area here and really just holding up. This thing's definitely trying to gather some momentum. And if it can get going, look at all the chart we can chew up here. You're talking about firing your bosses and taking over your life. Look at all the chart we can chew up here, though. Ridiculous. BRFS looking really good. We just have a knack, guys, for following the right signals and staying along where we're supposed to and listening to good trend followers. If you ever want to be somewhere in life, you need to look at someone that's already where you're trying to go. You need to be a model for them and listen and model them. Be a model of how they got there. Okay? CASA looking really good. Oh, this thing's wonderful. Man, this thing looks good. Looks just like a BRFS and the last stock we just looked at. Kind of the same structure here. CASA looking really good, guys. If it gets over 16, if it gets, let's just say, see this price here? This is gonna be one key level, and it might just boom break out of it anyways. I'd like to take a long on this thing now, because you may just wake up one day and this thing is just already popped over this, and you might not have time to take longs and everything, just start running without you. So I definitely like where this thing is going, how it's headed. Has a lot of chart to chew up here. Even if we decided to chew up a portion of this, that's already 10 points, 11, 12, 13 points. And if we double, if we really go big, we're going to double what we're at now. We're going to get 15 points. Okay. We're going to get to 30. So CASA looking really good. Just don't let that thing move without you. Okay. That thing looks wonderful. CASA. All right. So we're just making sure that we got the right stocks in a visual on the right stocks. Okay. So then when they start moving, we can get more home runs like GRTS. So GRTS, another home run. I just feel really good about that trade. That just goes to show you everything about this process is facts, man. Big facts. And let me show you something else. So can you answer me a question? Regardless of this market looking really red, looking really ugly, and that 5% pullback ain't shit inside of GRTS. See this 5% pullback? But you see what it says here? A new high? Wait a second, you guys. Wait a second, you guys. Just wait 1 second. Let me correlate something. Let me correlate something really quick. Okay? Give you some let's just see something here. All right, let's just take a look at something. All right. Upside pullback. Nah, we're going to take a look at something. Facts, okay? What does this say right here? What's the first stock on my list? Let me make sure you guys are seeing this. Let me check my camera. Okay, good. You know what? Hey, I don't have nothing to hide. There's some comments there. You don't have to read that. Just come away from that. All right. Anyways, look. Okay. What does this say? GRTS, the first stock on my list, right? From last week's show. Okay. Look at this. What does this say? What does this say? Is this not GRTS? Is this not a new high for GRTS? Stock making new 52 weeks high today. Out of all this red, listen to me. Listen to me. Out of all this red, look at this red C here. Look at this red C here. But out of this red C and us watching something a week ahead of time, look, GRTS, a week ahead of time. That stock added like 5 points last week. This week that just sessions, these last sessions that just passed. Almost 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't even remember. Stock just ridiculous. Damn near in a bull's market, a running bull market all week until that 5% pullback on Friday. Ridiculous. So how does a stock we did on December 1st, GRTS, from December 1st, how does it end up here? I don't write these things for FinViz. I don't make this up. I don't work for FinViz. I can't put this on here. So how did it end up there? How did it end up there? Out of this red sea, how are we managing to follow a stock like this? I just wanted to show you. It's no Cleo, no Miss Cleo shit. Look, following the right stocks, right? The right price action, right? We're gonna end. This is when we're in sync with the market. We'll see our the stuff we're popping, the stuff we're looking to trade is gonna be popping up here. You guys, you understand? You understand? All right. I just wanted to bring that case to you guys. So there ain't no strange music in what we're doing here. We're trying to make $1 million, and we're damn well on our way to it. When we following practices like this, when we're behaving, making trading like this and this with this type of process, with these type of results, just stay consistent. Stick to the process. Keep ironing out the process. But everything's going to show up. The proof's going to be in the pudding. Okay? CCRC, I just wanted to make a point. CCRC, man, just looking really good. This thing obviously went from 8 up into 14, pulled back, and it's obvious where the stock is going, okay? Let's not play these kind of games. You guys seen this show enough times to understand the process here. You just want to make a median of this, and the median is going to be right here in the middle of this stock. If you drew a median, which would be like the middle most averaging price levels on average between the time period. The median is going to be right here, okay? That's the median. And if you follow the median throughout a period of time, where is this median? It's past my screen. You can't see my arm over here. All right, we're getting up into 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. All right, we're chewing this chart up. Even if we took 10 points, 5 points, that's still a big move. All right, so let's keep following the process. CCRC looking really good. CYH looking really good. And let's see, why is CYH looking good? Let's see. So take you out to this 5-year and look what we got on this chart. If this stock even attempted to start taking some of this chart back, my Lord, guys. So we need to follow price. Don't let this one get away from you. When you see this thing breaking out of key levels, let's just see what it's going to do. All right. I like to take a long on this thing depicting. Let's check the time frame. I like to take a long on this thing. Whoa, I like to take a long. Look how good this looks on a 5-day time frame. It's on the move now. We don't know if it's gonna break. It's already broken through this. So we're already broken through this and we're sitting at this level now. So the test is to get through 5, okay? And then the chart may try to reverse into 550 and it may try to reverse into 6. If this thing can get enough strength over 650, that's going to be the 52-week high. All right, that's going to give this thing some really high prices. May not do it into December, may jump into 2019 and kind of set some new highs, okay? It would still be a new 52-week high because it's been inside of a 52-week period if it does this by February, March, okay? So CYH looking good, has some chart to chew up, nevertheless, has some prices to get through, but look at the big picture. If this thing decides to follow this little structure here and to get some momentum and break through, man, this thing could really have some chart to chew up there, okay? All right, so CYH looking really good. DM, I'm going to get ready to close out shortly. Feel like I've been here long enough. Wrong DM. All right, DM looking really good. And I wanted to show you guys, this was on our list last week as well. But look what it did in 5. Crossed over this 1895, over this 19. Crossed over 19. And that 19 was that 19. Here we go. Let's see the highs, guy. Here we're looking at the last 6 months, okay? Look at what this stock has done. But look what it did in the last, all right, in the last session. So don't give me this crap about a bearish market and all this other nonsense, okay? Just follow your winners. Follow the leaders. Trade the leaders. Let the leaders lead your way. Let the leaders lead your way. Don't give me this crap about a bearish market. We're not trading about we're not talking about a bearish market. We're talking about following leaders. We're letting leaders lead our way. Cut all that other noise out. That's not money making. You're not going to make any money trading like that. You're not going to get any solid trading process results trading like that. Listening to that kind of noise. We just need to take our signals and let the leaders lead our way. See, DM looking really well. Okay, crossed over a new yearly high there. That's something really special to look at inside of that stock. DM, EDN. Want to show you guys where the winners are at, where the home runs are at. Okay. If this thing continues what it's doing here, we've got a lot of chart to chew up, guys. Got to sit tight inside these things. Sit tight inside these big moves. But we're kind of like, can you see this kind of wedge here? All right, pull back, and then we're bouncing into this area. Let me get you another time frame. So kind of wedging in this area, getting ready to break out of this area, and then attempting to come back over here back to these prices. So prices have returned to this median, Price is ready to trying to break out of this old level here. And then once they do, we can start testing 28, and then we can come test 29 into 30. So a lot of chart to chew up here on EDN, okay? I like this GGAL. Another really, really, really good looking stock. All right, attempting to break out of this level. If we can get going, this thing's has a lot of chart to chew up. Just another home run stock there if that can get going. GGAL. GHG. All right, something else that looks pretty decent if it can get going, breaking out of these levels here. Just showing you some really bullish momentum right now. So follow this momentum. Follow the strength. Let the leaders lead the way. I just said that. Let the leaders lead the way. Don't argue the leaders. Don't argue price action, okay? GHG looking really good. Kind of if that thing continues, start breaking through some more of these levels here. A lot of chart. It's already started to chew up a lot of this chart, guys. It's already starting to chew up some of this chart. Let's follow that price, see what it goes, see where it goes, okay? GNE. This, I'm really impressed with this one. I might take a long on GNE. May take a long on GNE, just depicting on what it's doing. How many stocks have we looked at when they kind of like get, when they run away from you? Don't let a good stock run away from you, guys. We've seen that enough times, okay? Don't let a good stock run away from you, okay? Don't let a stock run away from you. How many times have we seen a stock kind of lifting off, getting this trajectory, and then kind of being like a $37 stock 6 months from now? We just looked at like 10 of them that had this trajectory early on starting, and then you were supposed to take your long on this price action because 6 months down the road, this could be a $37 stock, okay? So GNE looking really good, look at it. Look at the year. This is the highest it's been in this year. New 52-week high, so to speak. And actually went 7. Look at this volatility candle. Look at this candle. So we could definitely start trading into over 760 and start watch this GNE. This thing looks wonderful. A lot of chart to chew up. Let's see how we look on a further time frame to see what we can get out of this. So if you pull back into the 5-year time frame, which is normally what we like to do because it shows us where a stock's going, you would already saw that this stock was having higher highs and lows and kind of inside this trajectory, and you would have had a big clue that prices had momentum, so to speak, to the upside. So that's a no-brainer. Has some chart to chew up there. Looks pretty decent, GNE. HCP, and then I'm going to show you guys NFEC, and we'll get ready to start closing out. HCP here looking really decent. All right, has some chart to chew up, kind of showing some strength here, trying to break through these levels and got some levels to break through. But if you come inside of this time frame, it's a no-brainer where this thing's going and what it's doing right now. All right, no-brainer here. Look at the chart, look at the pattern. When you look at a stock like this, say, damn, how would I get in? I know it's running, but how? Break the time frames down, and then it's going to show you where the entries and the exits are. The entries are going to be on these long dips down here. Every one of these dips were successful. If you were buying, look at the smart buyers. Dip down here, smart buyers, rally. Dip down here, smart buyers, rally. Dip down here, smart buyers, rally. Okay, smart buyers bought it up here, rally. Okay, I see smart buyers coming in again here. I see smart buyers coming in here. I like to get along on this and stop myself out below 29.60. See what happens with that. HCP. NFEC is a stock like I know I showed you guys maybe like 10 times in the last 2 shows. I should have showed you this. I don't know why I wouldn't have, because I've been watching it for the last 3 weeks just run through the roof. I was watching it when it broke out of this level at 9. I said, Jesus Christ, this thing's on the run. And it just I seen it break through 9 here. And on November 18th, it went from 9. On November 18th, this was a $9 stock, okay? I mean, on November 27th, this was a $9 stock. On December 6th, this was an $18 stock. Didn't really close up there. $17 stock, okay? Don't let these big moves run away from you. People are scared when they see this. I don't buy it. You have to get in. The big move. You can't let the big swing run out you. Another stock right here. I would like to keep my eyes on this if I was you guys. This could definitely be a $30 something stock right not too long from now. But as you see, you good traders, I really like you good traders. Look, what 82 cents? Break just like the last stock. What we just look at, the 32-cent stock, right? What'd it do? It was a 32-cent stock, and what did it have? It had a large candle, didn't it? Did it or did it not have a large candle after this long consolidation period of almost Lord knows when, without any trading like this? When the stock is in this long consolidation period, popped up, held, looks exactly like I don't even remember what stock that was that had this chart, but it had a long consolidation period, you guys, and then it broke out, held this level of breaking out. It didn't come back to this old level here. It held the breakout, the candle wick. It held it right in the middle, held it, prices held it, and then it pushed over it and broke out above it. What I tell you guys about big candles breaking out of resistance levels. Big candles breaking out of resistance levels. Big candles breaking out of resist. See this? You want me? I can do this all night. All right. So same process, same $1 million process. I mean, wait 1 second. Let me explain something. Why do I keep saying this is $1 million process? Why did Bruce Carpenter say Michael Marcus taught him that you could make $1 million? What am I talking about? Let me tell you what I'm talking about. For all you bigger traders, whatever your account size, understand. Okay, let's get this understood. Anybody that's a trend follower inside this trend following aspect, swing trading, whatever the case may be, this is what you know. You buy this stock breaking out, you see it holding support here, okay? You say, all right, we're holding support. Let me just go ahead and see if this support level is going to hold, which is a process we're using right now in this market. That's a process we're using right now in this market as a defense. Remember I said, if you're going to go on defense in the market, you need to take as little punishment from your opponent as possible. But when it's your time to get on his neck, you want to make him quit to where he can't scratch back into you. When you go on defense, all right, I know we're going to go on a flurry. I'm going to give you a little flurry. You're going to hit me a little times. All right, I'll go on defense. I'll give you a little flurry. But when I come out for this defensive state, from getting my guard up, and when I go back for my right hook, I'm going to punish you. And you're going to crack. So you take your longs here, defensive longs that we're using right now. You take them and say, let me see if this price holds up. Let me take my long. I see support holding up. Let me take my defensive long here. Put me in this fight and stop me out if I'm wrong. You would have never got stopped out. You would have bought 1,000. This is why the million is possible. This is why the million is possible. If you took 10 trades, 5 of them didn't work. Okay, 5 of them didn't work. That's okay. I got stopped out of 5 trades. No fucking big deal. If you bought 1,000 shares of this at 115 and said, let's see if this line holds up. You bought 1,000 shares at 115. All right. That's a $13,000 trade. You got 13 points out of, if you just sat tight, okay, where we're at now, and you said, all right, that's it. I'm taking something, whatever. This thing went over 13. This thing went into $18, $19 and then came back down. It's a $15,000 trade. You made 15 points. You made 13 points on that trade. If you got stopped, look, listen to me. Out of 10 trades, out of 10 trades, 5 of them stopped you out for a 50-cent loss. Okay, big 1%, 50-cent loss. 1% calculated into my risk, into my portfolio, was a 50-cent loss. 50-cent loss at 1% to my account, right? Okay, big fucking deal. You got stopped out 5 times at 50 cents. You got stopped out 5 times at 50 cents to $1. Even if you had $1 stop, okay, my stop was $1. Okay, big deal. That's $5. Out of those 5 trades altogether, you even if you took $1 per loss, that's 5 losses. That's 1, 2, 3. 1 loss, that's $1. 2 losses, that's $2. 3 losses, that's $3. 4 losses, that's $4. 5, that's $5. Off 5 trades, you got 5 losses, right? This is with a 50% winning rate. What does this win right here do with that 5 loss? Even if you sold this thing, you said, all right, you know what? I'm gonna let this thing crash under here. 20 is a lot. And you said, I'm scared. I'm taking profits at 17. I'm taking profits at 16.50 when this thing came down. All right, fine. You just, with this one winner, you made 5 times your loss of those 5 losses on one trade. You already paid, you quadrupled your loss. You went over, you made what you lost times 5. You need to make those 5 points back. Okay. Because you lost 5 points. Remember, you lost 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on 5 losses. You need to make those 5 points back. On this trade, let me see, you went. So you got long at 1. You got long at 115, 150, and you let that thing run. You made those 5 points. You made 13. You made 15 points on this trade. You made 3 times your loss on one trade. Now, if you did that on the other 5 trades that made up more than equivalent to this home run, to this good of a trade on those other 5, you have now went over about 50 times your losses. You outweighed your loss, but it's ridiculous. It's like Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron not being known for all the home runs they made, but all these little losses they had. Who gives a who in the hell is gonna remember Hank Aaron and the other old man Babe Ruth for a handful of strikeouts? Who in the hell is gonna remember those handful of strikeouts and not remember all those damn home runs they hit? Those home runs are gonna far outweigh those little losses. Are you kidding me? Trend following 101. I just really had to tell you guys that. I think that's really important. So we're gonna get ready to close up. SUPV is another long arm in. I really hope you guys understand that. Please, it's important. If you want to be an employee and be cleaning up in aisle 5 the rest of your life, that's different. Maybe I'm not talking to you. This may be over your head. I'm not talking to you specifically. But I'm talking about people that own their life. You know, they own things. They're more like entrepreneurs. They may be millionaires soon, may be able to do all these, may be great to be able not follow the mediocrity. Remember, I just wrote you the quote from Paul Tudor Jones. It was either Jones or Bruce Kovner. One of them said that people just cannot believe that other people are able to rise above the mediocrity and really make something of themselves. But the people that know they'll be able to rise above the mediocrity, hands down, congrats, you guys will be able to touch the gold. I'm right there with you. But this is all possible. So let's stick to the process and let's keep grinding this out and keep punishing the market when it's our turn, when it's our time to. We found the offensive, we found the strike, we found the niche that's going to be able to hit our opponent at this point in time. We found the correct approach. So let's keep using the correct approach. Let's just keep hanging tight because these moves aren't nothing if we can't sit inside these big moves. We need to sit inside these big moves and let them quadruple in price. We're buying something at $10 and selling it at $30. Are you freaking kidding me? It's ridiculous. That's 20 points. How many trades? Look, GRTS. All right, we're going to get ready to close up. SUPV, look at that for long, you guys. If it even attempts to keep going in the route it's going now, and especially with it contracting prices in this resistance level, bang, 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 don't be surprised when you see a candle up here in the next week or two. See where we're at now? See my arm? It'd be a candle right here. Prices will be in this area soon, possibly. I've seen it a million times, okay? Huge points. Let's keep trading for huge points. Let's keep trend following. Let's keep staying green. Let's keep the process ironing out this beautiful process. Uncanny information we're getting from people like Bruce Kovner and Paul. $1 billion advice. If you, like I said when I opened the show, if you ever looked at someone and said, damn, I want to be where he's at. I'm a running back now, but I want to be like Emmitt Smith. Damn, Emmitt Smith, how'd you do it? And he said, oh, okay. Just model him. Just try to model the greats. So we're taking what the greats are saying and we're putting it to use inside of our process right here. And look at the results we're getting. I'm totally green over the last 2 weeks of the month, and it's bearish, quote unquote, bearish state. I'm really, really doing really good following some key individual stocks. Wow. Happy trend following, guys. Thank you guys for watching my show, and I will see you soon.